What's up, guys? A smart man once said to a wise man, if you can't laugh at yourself, who can you laugh at? The wise man replied, everyone else, of course. As a lot of you guys know, I like to put what I think are funny videos on YouTube. When I get a hair, when things get slow in the BB world, I can't say the G word anymore. I found that out. I'm gonna have to come up with a new name for them. I'm thinking blow stick. BB blow sticks. Yeah. I was thinking about it last night. Maybe a couple of years ago, I put a video on YouTube, and it was me riding around with my golf cart. And it was in the summertime, and of course, being down here in South Carolina, it's really hot. Well, I've got a little French Bulldog my wife bought. She actually bought it when I was visiting Sergey in Canada. So to get back with her, to get even with her, she paid a ridiculous amount of money for this thing. So to get even with her, I decided that's going to be my dog, and I'm going to dote on it all I can. She's going to hate it. So this dog really likes golf cart rides. And I had her on the golf cart with me, and I was riding around in the backyard, and she started panning. And so I got this idea in my head. I said, "Oh, this would make a good video." And I started recording. And I said something like, well, here's a link to that video. But anyway, in the video, I was making it out to be that I was test driving my new steam powered golf cart, because the way she was panning sounded for all the world like a little steam engine. So I'm just putting around in the backyard, and it's not a very long video at all. And I put it on YouTube and forgot about it. Well, I think it was about 2.5 years later, something like that, I get an email from somebody, and they're very excited. It's a college student up in North Carolina, and it's pretty rare that I get communications that are anywhere near me. Speaking of, somebody right up in Charlotte bought one of these guns. Dang it! One of these BB blow sticks. I'm gonna have to get used to saying that. And hopefully he'll let me deliver it to him. I think that'd be cool, and it would actually save me money on shipping. But anyway, this college student, he was really excited that he mentioned that video. And what he was working on was school project, and he'd kind of let his time get away from him. And he really wanted to know if I would help him develop his own steam-powered golf cart. So, if there was ever a bless your heart moment, that was it. Anyway, I did reply to him and started out like, oh my. I was very nice to the fella, and explained to him that, yeah, that's not really what was going on there. And I told him, hey, you're not very far from me. Hit me up anytime if you're ever interested in what I do. And I never heard back from him. Oh. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm going to hell. Especially for this video. Good, how y'all doing? Yeah, can you give me some Jesus? Awesome. Yeah, Jesus. Yeah. Have you seen him?
I haven't seen him personally, no.
Can you tell me where he is?
He's coming.
Well, which way? That.
Oh, that way's home.
Is it them kids?
Oh.
All right, boys. Y'all be safe. And be sure to get your tricycle out the yard. Yeah, old Steven, he wound up moving on. Thank God. Yeah, that was a weird summer, I tell you what. Well, with any luck, these are gonna start to come together today. It can be frustrating working back here because I've got some of my old hair clientele, and they'll just hop in and while I'm in the middle of something. I've fired most of them, but haven't gotten rid of all of them. How did I do this yesterday? Okay. Alrighty, so now I'm at the process of wiring everything up, and I don't exactly remember how it went, so I've got to go home and get the prototype, take a look at it. Another little story. Can you see that? Well, a long time ago when I got my first Blackbird, I think it was when I ordered my first circuit boards from Sergey, and they came to me and not to Ray. I was looking at him, and let me go get one of the old ones. Alright, here's one of the real old ones. And here's one of the newer ones. So, I was looking at this thing, and I was just noting, how clean everything was. Like all the little solder joints and everything. I don't know how well you can see it, but just a really well put together thing, and that struck me as being really cool. And I said, Sergey, you need to start autographing these things. That'd be awesome if you started to do that. And so the next ones that I got from him came with his Skype address on them. So there's the Skype address. And I thought that was kind of funny. And later on down the road, can't remember which version it was, but he asked me, might have been the version 3. What happened was the guy who was putting the boards together for him, his father owned like a circuit board printing business, and Sergey approached him about helping us develop our own gun. Dang it, there's that word again. Oh well, this is gonna get like 5 views. Anyway, yeah, we went through probably 20 different people in that process, but with this guy, what ended up happening was that we're talking about bringing somebody else in to the project, and the guy who was putting his boards together, he had a falling out with him, and said he wasn't going to make the circuit boards anymore. So that guy put together all these ones that are this color, and at that point, Sergey didn't know what he was going to do. So he started looking around, finding different suppliers, board suppliers, and he finally found somewhere in China to do it. And when we did that, he had him do a couple of changes to them. As you can see, he put the since I'd been running the a lot higher amperage than well, not that they were designed for, but you know, more than, well, right there at the limit basically. So we took the copper trace and made it wider for better contacts on both sides actually. And he said, "Hey, do you want me to put your name on these boards?" I guess since, you know, I was ordering them, a bunch of them at a time. And I said, "Sure, why not?" So he wound up putting my name on it, but it happened to be my personal email address. So I never complained about that. I was just really, you know, flattered that he would do that for me. And that's the way they've been since. So I'm back, and I'm about to start tinning some wires and getting everything soldered up. And I was looking at this, and this is the designation for the latest circuit board. And I can't remember what the SPS stands for. This is just something that Sergey made up. And I don't know what the CE stands for, but this made me think of the certification that you see on electronics. So I can only imagine that this is Sergey's way of certifying it. Just write that on there. So we must be good to go. So I was driving home yesterday, and every day I go home, I drive past this restaurant that my wife's cousin's husband opened up. And it's a really nice restaurant. The guy has been on Food Network a time or two, and he's opened up some restaurants in Charlotte, and flipped them. So that's kind of what he does. Um, anyway, it's really a really nice restaurant for this area, and when it came in, it was so popular. This little old York ain't never seen nothing like that before. So, I guess it still is. I went to it several times when it first opened. But it's weird. It's like every time you go in there, it's got that feel of like, only when I was thinking about it, the only way I could come up with describing it is like a real pasteurized feel where everything's like real commercial and just void of any bacteria beneficial or malicious. So I guess what I'm trying to say is it lacks soul. Maybe that'll improve, but it's just kind of got that chain feel to it, which is a little bit strange for this area. And a lot of people want that. What I'm sure that there's going to be somebody to call me out at some point and say, I don't want no BB gun that you just made in your shop. Well, okay, make your own. Nobody else has been working on this for the past, 6 years? That's fine, keep it to yourself. But yeah, these BB shooters that I'm putting together, they do have a little bit of character. I try to not make that obvious, but each one is a little tiny bit different. Maybe you're not going to notice it so much, but there will be some people that no matter what you do, you can't please. That's just the way things go. Speaking of fans of Chinese sweatshop labor, man, politics aside, Amazon is making a freaking killing this year at Christmas. I'm just wondering when they're going to start selling Soylent Green. I was watching something on TV the other day about how that operation is run, and they put back 90% of their earnings into growing the business. It's like, man, at what point are you gonna slow down? But that's pretty predictable as far as like a safe bet on your, if you're into stocks and whatnot. I thought that was going along way too easy. I forgot to remove the magazine jack that we use for blackbirds and superbirds, and these are a bitch to desolder. So, got one of them done. I'm gonna put this housing together with the board and everything in it. And I've still got to wire it for the put the new mag wires on it, or motor wires, mag wires, whatever we're calling them these days, to run down to our motor. And then I'll have this housing done. Now, on these, I have to do a little bit of plumbing. Whoa! Get back here. And cut passageways for the wires to run. On the prototype, I ran some, where are you? Some conduit. And I'm looking at doing that on these as well. Yeah, I just got a message from one of the guys that I'm building one of these for. And he was asking me what kind of bottle to run and hose. And I said, well, yeah, just, 90, 4500 would be good for something like this. You carry it in a backpack. And it is going to be possible to mount the smaller tank to the stock. I just haven't gotten around to that. And maybe one of you guys will get to it before I do. But yes, just a reminder, I do sell Ninja products. Keep the hoses in stock, but the bottles I don't keep in stock for a couple of reasons. They need to be hydro tested every 5 years, so I want to make sure that you guys get the freshest hydro date possible. So you tell me what you want, and then I'll order it from Ninja, and I usually have it shipped to me, and I'll go ahead and check it out before I send it out to you. Make sure there's no problems with it. So also, yeah, since I'm just a tiny little operation, I can't afford to have a lot of money tied up in bottles that are just sitting in stock getting old. All right, guys, I think I'm gonna cut it off for today. Until tomorrow, later.